Dr. Goldie has been with us, for a decade and a half, helping us out at the Pediatric Diagnostic Center, provides services for really 3 counties here. And of all the people in the world who sees the wrong end of children exposed to alcohol and other drugs, he's the one. Dr. Goldie, how do you feel about children exposed to alcohol and other drugs?
Well, as a pediatric neurologist, I've always been interested in the development of the brain, and particularly the miracle of pregnancy. And you think about it, by about 10 to 12 weeks into the pregnancy, the brain is already structured, already there, and then just going through a series of organizing and structuring and this beautiful complexity. And then, what if the mother decides that she wants to party and drink and do drugs and eat junk food? What is that doing to this delicate structure of cells? And what you have to think of is that this baby is bathed in this beautiful kind of luxurious little protective ocean of the placenta and is getting this nourishment from the placental garden. And here all of this mother's drugs and alcohol and smoke are turning this protective ocean into a cesspool, and this luxurious placental garden into a toxic dump. And you can imagine what it does to these delicate cells that are trying to organize and become the most complicated, beautiful computer device that is the structured brain. And there's actually 3 insults. The first is oftentimes the genetic load. So unfortunately, these mothers oftentimes have gene pool that tends to be addictive, personality disorders, learning problems, and so on. And the fathers, that we can never find out who they are, oftentimes have similar bad gene pool. Then you have the second insult, which is really this toxic environment in utero. And then the third insult is that when the kid is finally delivered, oftentimes they're put back into the mother's hands, who hasn't the foggiest notion of what to do, and is off doing her drugs instead of feeding the baby, and the kid is subject to abuse, neglect during those critical first few months of development. And of course, then finally the agencies become aware and the kid is taken away and placed in foster care. But you have these 3 bad things already to deal with, and the only thing you can really do is to try to then provide supportive environment and nurturing and the foster care systems and the supportive systems from the schools and from everything else. Try to overcome these already established toxic effects. And that's what we're left with.
So after these children have swum to shore there, do you find that early intervention is helpful? I know you follow these kids really in decades into their lives.
Well, there's no question that what you can do is you kind of help them blossom. What you want to try to do is, obviously you have this really bad situation, and with a lot of supportive care, an enormous amount of helpful support, they can blossom and become a beautiful rose. So you just kind of pray and help and just give whatever support you can to make the best you can from what you got.
Well, Dr. Goldie, thank you so much for bringing your passion to these children and the families, and I think your explanation has really made it clear to anyone who's pregnant that that baby needs to be bathed in that gentle environment.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for joining us tonight. Happy New Year's. This has been a remarkable year for all of us. Thank you for joining us as we stand on the precipice and try and look off into the future. The future for some of these people you saw tonight is now. Controlling their limbs with computers, controlling a computer with their mind, combatants learning how to relax so that they can win the contest. One of the more remarkable events that occurred this year was a fundraiser, the Andre Sobel River of Life Foundation fundraiser. At the end of that show, I saw some remarkable footage. We all worry about our fragile elderly, and what we want to do is be able to capture them, capture their spirit. Maybe they don't have to return to the earth entirely. Certainly they exist inside of us. What I want you to do is join me now as we join with Jeff and Bo Bridges, dancing with their 94-year-old mother, who you can see really should be in someone's computer somewhere. Happy New Year, and let's get moving.